Hello, welcome to United Kopitiam, and it's 11 o'clock Saturday, 11 o'clock, and where we have our United Kopitiam sessions. And welcome to United Kopitiam. Hope you're having a great morning wherever you are. Well, morning only if you're in Malaysia's, Singapore's +8 GMT. But wherever around the world, we're hoping you're having a great day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Um, so yeah, this is United Kopitiam, and every Saturday at 11 o'clock, we are going to have a session where we just want to talk about everybody about Manchester United for the past week and what has happened over the past week. What is the news coming out for Manchester United? What is the interesting things that have been going on in and around Manchester United? So today, we are going to preview, we are going to review first Chelsea versus Manchester United. The game that was on Monday night at 4 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday morning for Malaysian people, Singaporean people, Singaporean for everyone in this region of +8 GMT, mostly Asians. So it's pretty early in the morning for us. We have to wake up for the game, so it's a very difficult time for Manchester United, for Malaysian Manchester United fans or anyone around this region to catch the match. But we did. For those who did, well, we got a very good match out of it. Very interesting match. So we are going to do review. We're going to talk about Pogba. We're going to talk about Raiola. We're going to talk about, of course, Club Brugge versus Manchester United in Belgium, and we're going to talk about Manchester United versus Chelsea. We're going to preview that game. So let's start off with Chelsea versus Manchester United. What do I think about it? If you have any comments, if you want to think about it, please drop your comments down below and do like our page, to subscribe to our YouTube channels, to join the discussions in and about. So what is this about Chelsea versus Manchester United? I felt that it's let's get a negative out of the way. I do not like how Manchester United is playing in that game, but against Chelsea, Chelsea is a top six team. It's okay to actually play a bit defensive. We are still playing with two defensive midfield, which I think it's a bit too defensive, and we play three at the back, and I don't think that's ever a good enough formation for Manchester United. I don't think we played very well in a 3-5-2 formation because we tend to make it becomes a 5-3-2. But that being said, when we do attack, we do have the potency up front in that game. We don't see it against Club Brugge. It was such a boring game, but against Chelsea on Tuesday morning, it was a very good match. I felt that it was quite even. But Chelsea did create a bit more. Just that they have Batshuayi standing right in front, which I think well, Batshuayi is not very good, is he? So that's why he missed so many chances. I think that Batshuayi just wouldn't make it at the top six forward, but he is a backup. Abraham is injured. I think he will be back this weekend against Spurs, but we actually close in really close to Chelsea. We need to win that game. If we lost the game, we'll be 9 points behind Chelsea. If we draw, it's not going to do anything. But we won. We are now 3 points behind Chelsea, and Chelsea have Spurs coming up. Um, today at 8:30 at night, early kickoff. So what I think is, yes, when it comes to we really close that gap, and it's very important that we close that gap so that top four is in sight, and now we can focus in EPL and we actually have a shot at getting top four. If Chelsea lose tonight, we are going to be the same point as Chelsea, but Spurs is going to be 4 points ahead. So we hope that it's a draw tonight. We don't hope Spurs going to win, and I don't think Spurs can win. So let's get back to Chelsea game. So I don't think that we did very well in the game. We did sufficient enough. We defended well, but they still carve out a lot of chances. Chelsea is the better footballing side in that game. They passes around well. They pass around us. They had control of the game. They just do not have the control in terms of the final ball. Batshuayi is crap, so that's why I don't think they created. And it's actually worked a lot in our favor. Number one, Kante getting injured. That is massive. Um, that's massive for us. Kante getting injured. They actually lost control of the midfield. They lost slight control of the midfield. Kovacic has to be defending more. They has to drop back where Miss Mount went more attacking. So when coverage went a bit more defensive with Jorginho, what happened is they lacked the spark up front which coverage can bring. If you see at the early of the game, coverage was doing very well, spinning around. I guess he was spinning around Fred, and it was very difficult to catch up to coverage. So I think if Kante did not get injured, they might have a better chance. And when it comes to the forward, we are lucky that that Abraham is injured, and William Pedro, they can't do anything. They have stuck with William Pedro until the summer at least. But and Hassan Odoi is injured, Pulisic is injured, so they have a big problem up front. So that's why in that game, I feel that we got kind of lucky. Yes, we are lucky, but we did carve out the chances that we needed, and we did win because of chances that we created. So fair play. At the end of the day, it's fair play. But yeah, we got to be lucky. And that Maguire, I have to talk about Maguire. That kicked off, that kicked out at yeah, I don't quite remember who. I think it's Bashrai. Yeah, everyone after the game said that it is a definite red card. And to me, I see a 50-50. I don't see a definite red card. I see that it can go left and it can go right. It can go with the referee can say yes, it's a red card. The referee can say no, it's not a red card. But if you look back at the replay, yes, he did extend his leg, but he was falling. Now imagine yourself falling and something is going to drop on you. What is your reaction? Your hand goes up, right? And for him, his legs went up. I think it's a very natural reaction. It could happen to anyone. I don't think there's any malice in it. And when there's no malice in it, there is a comment that I read that it's a red card disregard of the intent. And I tell you, that is stupid because anything that happens on a football field, right? Accidents happen. So it's because there's no malice, there's no intent to hurt other. Are you going to give a red card? It's not violent conduct, it's just natural reaction. And that is same to go for all the handballs. If there is no intention to make yourself bigger with the hand, it shouldn't be a red card. If your hand's at a natural position, right, a natural reaction, then you just have no way to get out of the ball. It shouldn't be a handball, it shouldn't be a carded. So that's why to me Maguire is a 50-50, and it just depends on the interpretation of the referee, and there is no malice in it. If people are going to jump in and say Son got a red card, well, too bad, right? Maybe because of the Son red card, a lot of people think that it shouldn't be a red card. So that's why in this situation, the decision is not to give a red card so easily for a supposedly kicked out and look into the intent of the player. So maybe there is intent in Son, but Son is not the kind of player to actually kicked out. So at the end of the day, I don't think so. Maybe when I look at Son's red card that kicked out, I don't think he deserves it. So Maguire, I don't think he deserves it either if it's a red card. So to all people who say that it's a 100% red card, you are wrong. It's definitely not 100% red card. It has happened in the world of football that there is no 100% in this kind of challenges. At most of 50-50. It depends on the referee interpretation of the intent. And there is no intent, there's no malice, and whoever, the Chelsea fan who keep crying about it, well, too bad. Get out. Get out. It's not a red card. Okay. Now let's go to the push. That push actually to me has a higher shout of being a goal, right? Bad luck to Chelsea is deemed that there was a push on William, and to me, Fred was leaning in with one arm, right? He was leaning one arm. Definitely, he lost balance, and he put two arms on William. And for someone to actually fall that hard, you actually needs a lot of 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 force to push him down. And to me, you see, when it comes to attacking, if there's any doubt that there's a problem with the attack, there is a foul play to attack, the play goes to the defending team, right? If there's any, like with De Gea, I can tell you all these things, they even out at the end of the season. That push on De Gea, there was one goal scored against Manchester United. There was a push on De Gea, and it wasn't given. So to me, I was furious because De Gea, the goalkeeper, you cannot be disrupting the goalkeeper at all. There are two goals like that. One is given, one is not given. So it evens out at the end of the day. So to me, if there's any foul play leading to a goal, there should be checked. And if there's any doubt at all, the doubt should go to the defending team. Like if the attacking the ball hits the hand, even though it's unintentional, on the attacking play, which give a slight advantage to the attacking team, it should not be considered a goal. And at this point, there was a push, there was two hands behind William, and there was a little force slightly given to Brendan. And it has to be a big force because he fell over. William was going to jump. Any force on a jumping player is going to push him down. William cannot reach the ball. You see, in the defending a corner, when the ball actually can reach your feet, it means that he has missed a lot of players. Brandon Williams has all the chance to get that ball out. He wasn't given a chance because he was pushed. There's a doubt in the attacking play. Hence, story cut short, it is a definite um, it is definitely not a goal. Okay, that's to my opinion. So VAR got it correct. It's the second time, once versus Maguire, one versus um, Brandon William, and the third time, it's not even a question, it's offside, full stop. But if Giroud actually scored that goal, it would be an even more interesting game. But we got a clean sheet. At the end of the day, I love a clean sheet against Chelsea nonetheless. So that's why, to me, that game Chelsea actually did knock on the door a lot. They were very unlucky to lose. Bois could have gone either way with Maguire. That push, he could have gone either way. I think that's about 70%. It's supposed to belong to Manchester United, but anyone can interpret it differently. That 30% could have gone to Chelsea, chance for them to get a goal. And of course, if Maguire is gone, so there's a lot of chance. If Maguire is gone, there's definitely a lot of chance for Chelsea to score a goal. But at the end of the day, they didn't. The result is Manchester United, and we won it. I will call it fair and square. Fair and square. Probably it's an even game. Both should get a result out of it. But the difference is Bruno Fernandes. Before I jump into Bruno Fernandes, I just who is your man of the match? Do let me know who's the Chelsea man of the match. Give it a comment below. But to me, man of the match, like okay, first person who got a really really big shout, Erbe coming in the first game. The first minute actually gave you a heart attack, and I do think he can even stay in this game. But he came back and dominated that game. It was very very good game for Eric Bailey. That stop from Kovacic, that block. Kovacic took a little bit of time. He actually adjusted to get his right leg up. Which to credit, Eric Bailey rushed forward and got a block out of it. We could have been 2-1. You see, that's why I say Chelsea could have gotten a lot of stuff from this game, which they didn't. Which they didn't at the end of the day. So I think that's why it's very very lucky for Manchester United to actually keep clean sheet. But well done. Kudos to everybody for actually rushing in. And I don't think Lindelof can do that, right? Just not enough pace. That's why I say Maguire, it's a game reader. He does very well in the air. He defended very well. He's very strong. Eric Bay is the pace. You need someone. Maguire needs someone with pace to stand beside him. Eric Bay is the player. The only problem with Eric Bailey is we do not know whether he is fit enough to play the next game. He's always injured. He's already been gone for more than half a season. So that is wrong, Eric Bailey. If you cannot be consistently available, that is difficult to build a partnership in that center defense. So if next season do come back, I do believe that Manchester United do need a fast-paced defensive centre back along with Maguire. So Twansby may be able to do the job when everybody is injured, but both are injured at the same time. So what is the chance of that, right? Kopitiam. Mm, so another player's man of the match to me, Fred. Fred is everywhere on the pitch, right? I will give him the man of the match because you see him tackling. He's the energy. He's our Kante. Full stop. He was impressive in Chelsea midfield. He's a breaking play left and right. So he's the one who kept Chelsea at bay, kept them to a minimum of chances. And I will give my full credit to Fred that day. He's my man of the match. If I have a top 10 players at Manchester United at the moment, Fred will be right up there along with Wan-Bissaka. And as Fred has been consistent. You see, even versus Bruce, he came in and he took control of the whole game. So that's why it's very important to have Fred in the team. I think that's why Fred has proven all of us wrong that he's a flop. He's not a flop now. He's everywhere in the game. He was tackling. He was tenacious. He is the Kante that we need. And we don't need Kante right now anymore because we have Fred. And he controlled the midfield. And that's gave way to Bruno Fernandes to dictate the game. Now, first half, you don't quite see Bruno Fernandes dictating the game, but he was getting to the ball more than Lingard ever does in 2-3 games combined. So, even in the first half alone, so actually he's doing a lot in the first half, Bruno Fernandes, but he wasn't very impressive in terms of passing. It wasn't very risky. Probably that's the name of the game at the moment. Wasn't risky in the first half, but second half he was brilliant. And that corner, I can tell you, for the whole season, Manchester United doesn't score from corner. And if it does, it's scrappy goals where the ball ping here, left and right. But that was the first actual quality corner that was delivered by Manchester United into the head of Maguire. Bailey was there. And the awesome thing is Bailey can hit the ball, Maguire can hit the ball, Lindelof cannot hit the ball. So there's already two things that Lindelof cannot do well, heading and pace. So I think Lindelof is not going to be in a team much longer. He's just going to be a squad player. If Barry can be consistently injury free, I think he will be the first one to partner Maguire in the important games, and I see him coming back versus Watford. So Maguire Bay, it's definitely going to be a very, very good partnership. Or Maguire Tonsby, and Tonsby is coming back, getting himself fit. So I see that being very, very important to move forward this second half of the season in the next 12 games that's left in the EPL. So I think at the moment, yeah, that Bruno Fernandes cross is excellent. Bay is almost there, and Maguire hit it home. So the corner is going to be very, very interesting moving forward in these games, in the future games. Bruno Fernandes, and it's proven that he can cross the ball into the box from the corner, and it's proven that he's been integral. He will be integral. This is what we're missing from Manchester United game, and I see Bruno Fernandes bringing it in. Um, we don't have a lot of crosses, good crosses coming in. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that cross to Martial is delicious. Now, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been putting crosses, good crosses, and Lingard missed them. Martial has missed them before in past games. He doesn't do it enough. He doesn't do it as much as Trent Arnold. Now, if one Aaron Wan-Bissaka can continue to at least put in two good crosses, three good crosses every single game, I would say he's better than Trent Arnold, full stop. At the moment, I think Trent Arnold is better. He's been more consistent on the crosses. He's been more consistent on the attacking. He's very, very good at attacking. Defensive, he's decent. So that's why to me, Trent Arnold is my best right back at the moment in the EPL or in the world actually. But if Aaron Wan-Bissaka can carve his attacking sense, can continue to put in two, three crosses every single game, there's no question about it. He is the best right back that we have that the world will ever see in England team. Aaron Wan-Bissaka should be looked into ahead of Trent Arnold, but that's if he can consistently show us that he can cross the ball into the box, two, three good crosses per game. That would be excellent for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And today, not today, but versus Chelsea, he put in a delicious cross, and we have to talk about Martial. That header was world class. It's not a straight connection to the head. He knows where the keeper is, and he has to send the ball to the far corner like he did. He glanced the header. It was superb, and it was Martial. For everyone that's chastising Martial, calling me a lazy player, he got onto the end of that cross. It wasn't that cross that was good. It is a good cross, and Martial actually got into a good position to glance ahead at the far corner. Excuse me. So that's why. Martial, you calling Martial lazy, you chastising Martial, you putting Martial at a bad spot. I can say that Martial is going to be very important for us at the number 9. He's learning to be number 9. He's only got that position this season. He's not. Are you asking me if he's natural number 9? He could have been a natural number 9 because Van Gaal playing off white, and he started to be playing left white. But if you see Henry move from left white to the center position, he became superb. But it took time for Henry to actually get it right, and that's why Martial will take time. And you have to know there is no service for Manchester United team. Only recently we got Bruno Fernandes, and he's still learning Martial's movement and still learning the team's movement, because at the end of the day, Martial, it's a very, very good player. He can take on players. He moved to the left because he doesn't get service in the box. But what Ole Gunnar said after Club Brugge game is very, very correct. He has to be patient. He has to get in the box more. He has to be the fox in the box. And it's correct. He has to stay patient. He keeps dropping deep. He keeps dropping to the left. He's frustrated. He doesn't get the service. And Manchester United midfield doesn't give him enough service. But Wan-Bissaka got a good cross in and he sent it home. Right? Bruno Fernandes will be giving him true passes that will send him home. He created that one chance. Okay, I'm going to talk about Club Brugge later. So there is no way that Martial is a lousy player, is a lazy player. He's the one that's dropping deep. He's the one that moving to the left because he wants the service, but he didn't get any. But the game will change. Manchester United will change when Bruno Fernandes becomes more and more attuned to the teammate. So the Chelsea game gives a lot of insight into Bruno Fernandes, a lot of insight to Fred. Matrix been okay, been decent. I'm not gonna go in Matrix. He did pretty well. Bay, is a revelation at Chelsea. So that game shows us a lot that what Manchester United can do for the rest of the season. And I hope that from Chelsea game it's gonna be a kick off, right? It's gonna be kick off. It's gonna kick off. We okay. Um, we are on 38 points right now. Moyes got 68 points in his first season, in his only season, sole season in Manchester United. He got 60. So that means we have to get about 38, 30 points more, and that's 10 games. We have to win 10 games in 12 games. We have to win 10 games. Now, if Ole Gunnar does it, I can tell you, Ole Gunnar is going to stay in Manchester United. Poch is not going to get the job. Can we do it with Bruno Fernandes? I think there is a very, very slim chance that we can do it. That 10 winning game, but we have to consistent. We have to be consistent. And if we don't win against Watford, everything we did against Chelsea is for crap. It's not going to prove anything at all. So that's why we hope that in Watford we can win the game and we can show to everyone what Manchester United is made of and how important Bruno Fernandes is. And if Bruno Fernandes proves to be very, very successful, it only means one thing: Would get this uh, transfer a bit too slow. It should be done in the summer. It was only done in January, which is even 3 weeks too slow. So it's all on Woodward for getting it too slow. But kudos, it's been gotten over the line. Bruno Fernandes will prove to be important. Can we get 10 wins out of 12? Remain to be seen. Okay, so I think that's Chelsea versus Manchester United. It's an even game. I think Chelsea covered a lot of chance, but we took the chances that we were given. Fair play. And let's talk about Pogba versus Raiola. It's not Pogba versus Raiola. It's Pogba and Raiola versus Manchester United. And I think that it's a disgrace. I believe that it's a disgrace whatever Raiola come out and said, and whatever Pogba's brother came out and said. Right? It's a disgrace, and I think Pogba should never play for Manchester United again because his heart just doesn't want to be here. He has to be sold as quickly as possible. Now, over the week, Real Madrid came out and said that he's only worth 50 million. For God's sake, Pogba is not worth 50 million. He's a France. He's important to France team. He's a World Cup winner. If he's worth 50 millions, screw you, right? That's not the market. So screw Real Madrid. But Real Madrid has always been a thorn in Manchester United side. They have always been a rival. We have always not have a good transfer relationship with Real Madrid, and I don't think we should deal with Real Madrid. If just tell them if it's not 120 million, shut up and stay at your corner. Same goes to Juventus. Juventus said Juventus not going to value him more than the 80 million that we paid for him. And I say shut up. He's 220 million. If you don't want him, he's going to stay and rot on the bench in Manchester United. I rather Manchester United come out and have a power play like that. Manchester United come out and say those things because then it will get them terrified. They're not going to get Pogba. Maybe it's important to them. Maybe it's not important to them to get Pogba. So I can tell you, Real Madrid needed strengthening. Full stop. Real Madrid really, really need someone to strengthen their midfield, their attacking line. So if we're gonna send them into a panic mode and say that if it's 100 million or it's gonna rot on the bench, then so be it. I mean, I think Manchester United really have to have the upper hand in the transfer. They cannot be bullied by anyone, by everyone on the transfer market. They have to come out strong and say that this is what he's worth and he's only going at this price regardless of what's left in his contract. Pogba has to make a decision also um, whether it's to sack Raiola as his agent. I don't think he's gonna do it because he really just wants to get away from Manchester United. I don't think it's Pogba's fault, right? Everybody's going in and hating Pogba. I think at the end of the day, Pogba has the right to leave. He wants to leave, and I can see why he wants to leave because Woodward has not been giving him what's promises, and that he hasn't built a team around Pogba. You see that midfield has Matic was not good enough. Fred, was very slow to become better, and as Pogba, he wants to win, like what his brother said. He wants to win the Champions League. He wants to win his title. It's not going to do it at Manchester United. He may do it in the future with Manchester United, but at the moment, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough for Pogba. Pogba's a world-class star. So I'm not going to go in Pogba. If you're a world-class star, you only have 10 years at the top of the game. And he's already 27. He's going to be 27. And I understand the needs for him to go and actually try to win things in Champions League. And if he does go, I wish him all the best. But at the end of the day, I can see why he wants to go. He wants to go to a better team. We are at a shamble at the moment, right? Until 6 months later, that we can say that we are doing very well in EPL and Champions League, we cannot hope Pogba to stay. And I don't want to stop him. It's very selfish of us to actually stop Pogba from actually going and achieving higher height because he is a world class player. Of course, if he wants to stay, if he wants to play for the team, then he has to sack Raiola. It's that simple as that. Raiola came out attacking only, and I think it's huge, huge disrespect. It's huge disrespect, and I think that he has crossed the line. Raiola has crossed the line, and we should be very, very tough on Pogba and Raiola. We should not deal with Raiola anymore. And I applauded and said. So I've been always consistent saying that Haaland doesn't want to come to Manchester United, not because he doesn't want to come. We did not miss out on Haaland. Haaland missed out on us. You see, he wanted to come, but with that clause, Raiola, I don't want anyone treating Manchester United as a stepping stone. And this is power play. It's fine for us to not get Haaland if we are not to be held to ransom. And Holland and Rala is holding us to ransom. He wanted a 68 million clause to be inserted. And if he scores 40 goals and he's easily worth 100 to 120 millions, and then we are held by our you know what I'm gonna say, and it's not good enough. We do not want to be held to ransom, and 68 millions after 2 years after scoring 40 goals per season. It's just ridiculous, and this is we need some power play in the transfer window. We have to sit down, and we have to tell everyone that Pogba's worth 100 to 120 million, even 150 millions, right? We have to tell everyone this is what it's worth. If you want him, you come and get him. If not, he's just going to stay with us until the end of his contract, which is going to end when he's 29. Pogba doesn't want this situation. Rella doesn't want this situation. Other clubs is just going to sit and look. So Pogba has a decision to make. Either he put in a transfer request, get his moved, tell everyone that he's worth 100 to 120 million, play himself to that value, show the room that you need me, get them to pay 100 to 120 million, get Raula to do that, to broker the deal, or he signs a new deal. Don't ask for extravagant wages. He signs a new deal. He gets himself to playing consistently. He doesn't get himself injured. This injury situation is a joke, right? He's away with his entourage. He's away from Carrington. He's not in Carrington. He's healing by himself. He's doing all this training by himself. Ole has allowed it to happen, which shows that Ole doesn't care about him anymore. Ole's failure this season is actually trust Pogba, and Pogba betrayed that trust. So at the end of the day, I want to see Pogba go. Either he goes or he pledges his loyalty to Manchester United. It's that simple. By pledging, it means sacking Raiola as his agent. I do not want Raiola near Manchester United, and that same goes for Haaland. Even after 2 years, he's been banging goals. There's a 68 million release clause, stuck to his name. And even then, if Raiola is still the agent, we are not going to go for Haaland. It's as simple as that. He is a virus. Raiola is a virus. Pogba, he's poisoned by this virus, right? And Holland, if he continues this route, he will be poisoned by Raiola. He's not playing for the football, he's playing for money. And when you become a mercenary, you're just not good enough a player anymore. Now, that the same can be said for Igalo. He went to China, 300k, but he is willing to have his pay docked. He doesn't care what is the contract, what is the pay, he wants to play Manchester United. That's the player we want for Manchester United. We want Pogba to pledge that kind of loyalty to Manchester United, and we want Haaland, if we ever get him, to pledge his loyalty to Manchester United, to pledge, like, as long as Manchester United is doing right by him, is paying him right with the right amount of money, and he is banging in the goals, he's being appreciated by the fans. I see that Haaland should pledge his loyalty to Manchester United if he ever does come in. Sack the Raiola as the first thing. Raiola has been disrespectful. He came out and attacked Oli. He said that Pogba is not a prisoner. Of course, he's not a prisoner. Or what Oli just said is that he is our player, which he's Manchester United player. So, however Raiola interpreted it, I don't think he interpreted it that way. He's trying to start a war, but Pogba has just got to do either two things. Either he sacked Raiola, pledged loyalty, or he just sat on the bench and get himself out of the club. I really, really hated Raiola. I really start to hate Raiola, and he is a leash. Gary Neville actually called him a leash, and he is a leash. Get him out. We do not want to deal with Raiola anymore. And he was banned in Italy for a while, and I think Italy is also having a very bad reputation of Raiola, but Rio still did a deal with the Delete, and I said that all the clubs should come up and actually uh, go strong on Raiola because he is the bad name in terms of agent. Agent is needed. I mean, agent needed because player cannot be focused on anything, including a deal. So they definitely need an agent. But at the end of the day, if there's an agent such as Raiola, everyone should boycott Raiola. Full stop. He is the virus. He's the real virus. Pogba is not the virus. He's being poisoned. Raiola is the real virus here. Okay, so that's all being said about Raiola. I mean, I hated him for having a go at Ole and having a go at Gary Neville at the moment. Whatever he said in the Twitter 2 hours right before Chelsea's game, it's just pure disgusting. Okay, let's move to Club Brugge versus Manchester United review. I said we needed to rotate players, and this is only Club Brugge, right? Even though they drew with Real Madrid, they're still a crap team. If you look at the team, Dennis is very, very good, but apart from Dennis, there's just no one else in the team that's very, very good. There's so much space that we can exploit in the defense, and in the second half, we actually could have scored 2 or 3 more goals, but we're just not good enough to exploit the space. I mean, Lingard is just not good enough. Mata's not good enough. Pereira is not good enough. These three players, if they come in and play for Manchester United, we know that's not going to be an easy game, right? Except for Mata, Mata will still have it a bit in his hands, still a bit of creative. He has been the most impressive among the three. Pereira. Pereira is not a defensive midfield. If you're going to play him as a holding midfield, God, we are going to play a bad game. But if you play him on the right flank, then there is a possibility he can be better. That cross that he put in for Lingard it's not world class, but it's good enough for Lingard to actually get something out of it. But Lingard scuffed the chance. So I can see Pereira putting good crosses at the end of the day, but not on a consistent basis. But he can do the job on the top. On the attacking side, that's why we have to go back to Ole. He has to play the 4-3-3 or 4-3-3-1. 4-3-3-1 is not good enough because it's two holding midfield. It's 4-1-4-1. He has to play a bit more attacking or 4-1-2-2 or 4-1-2-3 or something. 4-1-2 4-1-2-3 because you need to either box to box or attacking midfield. Like in Bruno Fernandes, you have attacking midfield. In Fred, you have a box to box. In Matic, we have a defensive midfield who's willing to defend. So please, Ole, stop with the two holding midfield. Stop with the 3-5-2. That you see, in the 10 minutes that we changed to 4-2-3-1, in the 10 minutes Bruno Fernandes came in and Fred was already in, we looked like a side that could put 2-3 goals past Club Brugge. But it's a little too late, right? And all I'm going to say, he doesn't want to put Bruno Fernandes in. I understand the sentiment. He has to rest player for the 7 games in 21 days. It's ridiculous a lot of games, right? Every 3 days we have a game. That's like every 3 days we have a game. So they're gonna come to 1 week where we're gonna have 3 games, and that's just ridiculous. That's just too many games. He has to rest his player, which he did, and kudos to him. Defensive line, they're not so tired. Maguire, Lindelof, fine, Shaw played. Williams, all of them played the game again. But I can tell you, we need to rotate that right back and left back because right back and left back really runs a lot in the game. Defensive, Maguire, Shaw, Lindelof, they might not need as many resting because they rarely join the attack. They rarely run up and down. But the right back and left back needs to be rested. So that's why Williams cannot be playing 3 games in a row. I see William being rested. So that's why it's very important that 3-5-2 has to go. Right? I cannot see 3-5-2 working. I do not like 3-5-2 because it becomes a 5-3-2. Versus Bruges, we were so defensive. Of course, there's a wind, there's weather, it's being too cold, but that's just excuses given, right? Top players can play anywhere in the world, but it is like Ole came out and said that no, the wind is not good for us, but both of us play in the same situation. Both the team plays in the cold weather. Both the team play with the kind of wind. Okay, you can say the Club Bruges is the home. They are more used to it. But at the end of the day, these are 2 top teams. Like Club Brugge is not even as good as Manchester United, but we are playing in the same condition, right? So for a club as big as Manchester United, we have to keep our world class about us, and that's why it's important that we give Manchester United, I mean, we give Club Brugge a run for the money. We should be attacking them, but we were defending in that game. But I understand that we need to defend because Lingard, Mata, Pereira are just not good enough players. All it's trying to nick a goal, and it's a draw, and it's a good draw, I would say, to bring to Old Trafford. I think we'll smack them in Old Trafford because it's just not good enough. They're not a good team at all, and that's why I think at the end of the day, Club we should be winning that game, right? But Bruno Fernandes came a bit. I understand that. Okay, at the end of the day, I understand what Ole is doing. He gambled and he kind of lost the gamble to a certain extent, but he did not lose completely, so it's still a good draw. And yeah, Bruno Fernandes, we can see straight away how important Bruno Fernandes. I would give Bruno Fernandes the man of the match for the 10 minutes that he came in. He totally changed the game. We were more attacking. We were exploring the spaces. Even Mata looks good when Bruno Fernandes came in. So at the end of the day, Lingard Pereira should not be near the first team anymore. But they will come in as a sub. They will come in these kind of games, to kind of rotate. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, winter break just over. Why do we need to rest players?" We have 7 games in 21 days. You have to manage their resources. If there's apocalypse coming, you have to ration your food, right? You just say, "Oh, we just bought a lot of food. Why can't we finish the food like in the second day?" We have to ration that freaking food if there's apocalypse coming. Okay, yeah. Current situation in the world actually gave me the idea, but it's nothing to do. We're not gonna have an apocalypse we're not gonna have apocalypse. Full stop. But um, at the end of the day, it's very important for us to ration the player, So the players have to be kept fresh, and Watford is an important game, so we understand why Bruno Fernandes is being wrapped because Bruno Fernandes played every single game for Sporting Lisbon prior coming to Manchester United. He is fit, but he cannot be tired too. But he is a leader, so I see him. And when he came on, he tried to do everything by himself. So we can see him tiring himself because he wants to do everything by himself, and he needs to because his team is not good enough yet at the moment without Rashford. So that's why I understand him wanting to ration the player to actually have the player rotate. In games like this, it has nothing to do with winter break. He cannot get the players tired by the third, fourth game into this 7 games, 21 days, right? He has to make sure everyone's fit all the way until the end of the 7 games. So the games are going to come fast and furious. It's unlike games teams that are already in the Champions League. The team in the Champions League actually have a freaking week off, either this week or next week. Like Liverpool's gonna have their next week off, right? That's why like Manchester City supposedly have their this week off, but because of the storm, they have to move their game. But they have not been playing for 14 days, so that's why at the end of the day, I support Ole putting in Mata, Pereira, Lingard. Maybe it's slightly too long, but he needs to rotate his player. Full stop. And Matic is going to play 3 games. Watford is going to play because there's no one else. But McTominay is coming back. So I'm really, really happy at what's coming back Manchester United. Things are looking brighter in the horizon, especially with the Bruno Fernandes in the team. Igalo, okay, maybe yes, coming into like Igalo comes in, he looks a bit heavy, but he will do a job. He will come in and do a job for Manchester United. I hope he score about 5 goals this season. Or but if by miracle he scored 10 goals, we have to really look him like do we gonna sign him permanent? Okay, that's about Club Brugge. I think he did what he needed. It's a good draw, but we could have gotten more. Club Brugge is crap. We will slap them in at Old Trafford. So, okay, let's go to transfer news before we preview Manchester United versus Watford. And I think that yeah, Jack Grealish, we should have gotten Jack Grealish done. Jack Grealish has been mentioned a lot, but we have other. There's going to be other suitors. There's going to be a lot of news coming from Jack Grealish, but I see Manchester United really making this deal happen during summer. I hope it happens before summer so we can get this deal done and out of our mind, and we focus on other players. And there's news that Manchester United is going to focus on both Jack Grealish and Madison. And judging from the crap that we see from Mata, Pereira, and Lingard, I mean, there's no harm coming with 2 attacking midfield. Pogba's going to go anyway, right? And Bruno is to replace Pogba. And we need creative minds. I mean, imagine a midfield of Bruno, Fred, and Jack Grealish. Then you have Madison coming in to rotate. And sometimes on the right wing or the left wing, players get injured, Rashford get injured. You can push Jack Grealish up to the left wing, and that is the beauty of having enough players in enough positions. So we definitely need Grealish to come in and Madison. I mean, I can tell you, if both these players comes in, we have a bright future. We have a very we're going to have a very, very good season next season, right? So if we still don't have a good season next season, then Ole really have to take a hard look at himself. But at the moment, I can see that Jack Grealish and Maddison, both of them can come in and can do a job. We need players to rotate. And if you can get three midfield, one more defensive midfield, it would be perfect. But I see Manchester United not being in talk in any centre defensive midfield. I don't see Declan Rice coming at all. There's no news with him at the moment. I mean, things can surface slightly later, but I see Manchester United making three very important signings: Jack Grealish, Maddison, Jadon Sancho, and three very sensible signing. Three is going to push us to already more than uh, Sancho 100, Madison about 80 to 90 million. And then Grealish about 50 million. So that's about 240. And with the 100 million coming in for Pogba, that's going to be about 150 million to spend from the coffer. So I think that's pretty reasonable. And these three players are Okay, a lot of players say, "That was a striker." Okay, Manchester United cannot rush into things. If we are spending 250 millions, I think that's quite enough for the summer, and I think that should put Woodward in the good book. And yeah, I think McTominay and Fred is going to rotate in the holding midfield. I don't want to see two holding midfield. And I think Ole's going to do that. So that's why there's no talk about CDM at the moment. And Matt is probably going to go. Maybe yes, no. Doesn't really matter. Um, if he's going to stay, if Matic going to stay, Matic's going to be an option off the bench or unable to rotate with the players. And I think only if, let's say, McTominay get injured, Fred has been there, example, and Matic going to rotate with Fred. I think that's good to have some backup like that. And if Matic is willing to be a backup, he's 32 years old next season, or actually 32 this season, 33 next season. So I think when age catching up, you are more willing to do a bit part role. And I think if Matic can do that, I think he can be a decent player for us. And don't forget James Garner's coming in. Dylan Lewitt can come in. And Jack Grealish, Madison being there, suddenly we have depth. We have real depth because I don't see Lingard as depth. I don't see Pereira as depth. And I see Mata as more of a role model, and that's it. So that's will be a very, very fantastic midfield. And up top, say up top, we can still push Jack Grealish up top. And let's say example, if there's only Jadon Sancho coming in for a forward, we still have good depth because you see Marshall in the centre forward. Like if need to rotate, Greenwood is there. On the left side we have Rashford. If you need to rotate, Daniel James is there. And on the right side, if we need to rotate, right, it's on the right side it's going to be Jadon Sancho's. But if you need to rotate, Jack Grealish is there, and that would be a very good depth. There's 6 players for 3 positions. So I believe that we do have good depth with Madison, if there's only Madison, Sancho, and Grealish to come in, and this will be my dream signing for the summer. I hope it happens, but yeah, we'll have to see when it happens because I don't see Timo Werner coming in. It's more of a chance that Liverpool gets Timo Werner and Musa Dembele. Yeah, rotating option if he wants to come. But I have to say, there's really, really good players in Edouard in Celtic, right? He's the replacement for Dembele. I think Manchester United should take a look at Edouard. They should send scout to scout at Edouard. He's got 22 goals to date in Celtic. I mean, people say Scottish League, yeah, but Musa Dembele came from Scottish League. If you are going to look at someone in the rank of Musa Dembele, who has not been prolific in France, you might as well take a look at Edouard, who's younger, who I think has been quite impressive in the Celtic League, and we have to see. And he's tall. Edouard gives us Plan B. Musa Dembele is not that tall, but Edouard is really, really tall. He's really he's really big size, and I think that he's probably the striker that's going to be a very good Plan B. And for someone as young as him, he put 22 years old. It's probably it's okay coming in to rotate with Martial. So take a look at Edouard, and it's not going to come expensive because it's coming from the Scottish League. Yes, take a look at Edouard from Celtic. I'm calling this. This United Kopitiam. Today is 22nd of February 2020. And yeah, I would like to see Edouard in Manchester United. There's 4 players, and it's not going to come expensive, and I think it's important. So 300 million. Okay, so let's preview Watford versus Manchester United. Manchester United versus Watford actually at Old Trafford, a game that we need to win. I can tell you for the next 10 games, I'm going to tell every game is a need to win because we need the top 4 spot. Pretty excited. We might have a very interesting end to the season. After trudging along for the first half of the season, if we can get Europa League and And the top four spot, you'll be brilliant. We'll be laughing at Spurs and Chelsea. But we have Bruno Fernandes as a player who can do that as long as we can keep him fit. We are going to have a hell of a season, hell of the end of the season. So let's keep Bruno Fernandes fit, and that's why I think I supported Ole in terms of rotating. He doesn't want to put Bruno Fernandes in, but we have to change the game and take control, and we did take control when Bruno Fernandes and Fred came in. Kudos to Fred and Bruno Fernandes. So at the end of the day, line up for Manchester United versus Watford, I see Maguire, everybody coming in, Lindelof to be dropped because he doesn't have the height, he doesn't have the speed. And on I want to see 4-2-3-1. I think Ole is kind of done with 3-5-2. He said he wanted to take control because 3-5-2 can't take control. So I want to see 4-2-3-1 or at least 4-1-4-1. I don't think it's gonna happen. But anyway, 4-3-3. I think yeah, it has to be 4-3-3. With Bruno Fernandes a bit more attacking and Fred being in the box to box and Matic just sitting back. So midfield done. No, that's our midfield. McTominay to be on the bench, right? I really hope to see McTominay to be on the bench and come in to get some time, some minutes on the field. And left Shaw, because Brendan Williams is going to be very tired. Shaw will come back in. Wamska will come into right back, and Maguire and Bailey. So that's settled in the back four. De Gea settled. Midfield, Matic holding. Fred box. Bruno Fernandes attacking, settled. Marshall, center forward, definitely because he's been taken off at about 60 over minutes in Club Brugge to rest him for this game. And I think next week Club Brugge, Marshall's going to be rested with Igalo because I think that's just sensible. He cannot be playing Marshall every single game like how he played Rashford. He doesn't have a choice to say. But Marshall coming in as a centre forward, Daniel James on the left, and Greenwood on the right. I want to see Greenwood on the right. I want to see Greenwood starting. He's sick. He could be still sick, and if he is still sick, then I see Pereira coming in on the right side of that attack. Lingard to be on the bench, Mata to be on the bench. It could be Mata played the whole 90 minutes, and he cannot be playing 3 games. He can play 2 games in 3 days. So. Manchester United versus Watford. That is a Sunday kickoff at 10 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, Malaysian time, +8 GMT. So I'm very excited for the game. It's a must win. I really get excited when Manchester United win against the smaller teams. If you look at our fixtures coming up, I think Man City and Spurs are the only big teams we're left to face. Are we facing Man City? I don't think we're facing Man City. Have we faced Man City 2 times? We beat them 2 times. No, I think there's Man City and Spurs left in terms of the top 6 and Leicester. Sorry, and Leicester. So that's still quite some big teams for us in the future fixture. But I see Manchester United getting points. We have to get points against smaller teams. Against teams like Watford, against teams like Bournemouth, against teams like West Ham, Everton. We have to win against this team. We have to win 10 of the next 12 games to equal the best record that to equal the worst record in English Premier League. David Moyes, 68 points. We have to equal that record, but 68 points can get you top 4, right? So we have to win 9 to 10 games in the remaining 12 games. And this is very exciting because I know Bruno Fernandes can do it. I know Marshall is the striker that can do it. And I see that if Greenwood starts on the right, Daniel James on the left, that would be actually quite interesting attacking. It's not the best, but there is some pace in there and there's some shooting ability in there. Like Greenwood's very good finisher, Marshall kind of a good finisher, and Daniel James the pace, Marshall the pace. So you have very good attacking lineup over there, and we know that everyone Saka can cross at the moment, and Shaw can be lively on the attack. I hope Shaw. I just believe Shaw is just not courageous enough after the injury, and if he's gonna take more risk attacking, I think he has been sending in crosses, low crosses. Just that the player didn't get to the end of it. I think Shaw has something to give us in terms of attacking, and he as a centre back, left-sided centre back, you can see how good he was. No, versus Chelsea, versus Club Brugge. I commended Shaw. Shaw should be the man of the match for versus Club Brugge. No, I gave it to Bruno Fernandes because he just changed the game totally. But by right, I think Shaw is the man of the match in that game. very assured performance from him from the centre back. So we know he can defend, and we just need to see more of him in the attacking sense. And Aaron Wamska, I can't tell you how happy I am with the cross. He has 2 assists to his name right now. I think he can get more, and next season is going to be very interesting to see how many assists he can notch up. I wish that he can notch about 8, 9, 10 assists in the season next season, but I want to see more from him. And Bruno Fernandes, it's getting more and more training time with Martial. We are gonna win. We are gonna win 3-0. Watford is a crap team. This Old Trafford, we have to put a sword to them. We have Aaron Wanska who can cross the ball. We have Aaron Luke Shaw who can cross the ball too, and we have Martial coming back into his form. He's got 2 goals in 2 games, and I can see him trying to be patient in the box. If he kind of still starting to drift in and out, I think that will be a problem. That's the problem with 3-5-2. So, but with James on his left, with Shaw on his left, and with Warren Buffett on his right and Greenwood on his right, I think there's going to be a very potent attacking side with Bruno Fernandes right behind him and Fred controlling the midfield, Matic just staying back and making sure that the ball doesn't get past the midfield. 3-0 Manchester United, it's my prediction. What is your prediction? Leave your comment down below. Please do like this video. Please do go to our YouTube channel. This video is going to be on YouTube too, and please do share your comments down below. I really want to know what is your view on the Chelsea versus Manchester United game. Is that is VAR really, did did we really rely on VAR that game? And I think VAR has been correct in all decisions. That's mine. It's not a red card from Choir, but what is your viewpoint on it? Hit a like if you think Bruno Fernandes is our man of the match for Club Brugge in the 10 minutes that he played, and hit a like if you think that we are going to win against Watford. You hear her first 3-0. It's going to be very exciting. If we lose that game, oh my god, Ole is going to get the flag, and I think he should go as soon as possible. Because Bruno Fernandes is here, make use of him. Thank you. You have a nice day. Have a good day wherever you are. Good night wherever you are. This is United Kopitiam signing out. Thank you. Bye.